All right, all right. Wednesday. I'm going to start doing a celebration for Black women. As you know, I adore dark brown women. Purple women, blue women. I saw a black woman in Sprouts the other day. She had her mask on, but just that dark skin, and she had a half top on. Looked like somebody from Zanzibar. I didn't speak to her though, because I was focused on buying my healthy foods. But she was a very attractive sister. Um, but I was kind of focused that day. I really wasn't up for uh, holding a conversation. May have been the wife. I don't know. May have been the future wife. But when you talk to women, you want to put your romantic best to the forefront. So this is my celebration Wednesday. From now on at night, it's going to be my Wednesday women's celebration, uh, where I just talk about all the things that I adore about the women who fight for Black men, um, the women who do more than just talk. Um, a lot of times, guys don't want this part of it, but the reality is there are 20-30% of women who are just beautiful spirits. And I want to talk about the women who actually do well for Black men, the women who actually do great things. So let's talk about the women. And I know this doesn't get a lot of attention. I don't expect a bunch of people to be here, but we talk about the women who I just think are very special. These are the women who go against the anti male speakers. These are the women who go against um, those people who are trying to bring down Black unity. A lot of times, we as guys, we don't celebrate the women enough who are in our corner, especially the women who are out hiring dudes. Uh, Even though we may not agree, even though some guys feel like women should stay in a certain place, in a certain demographic. Uh, Sometimes, just to be honest, sometimes the dudes are not operating in fairness. If a woman is outmaneuvering you intellectually, then it's your job to not just pull the "I'm a man" card. I need to lead. Your job is to out lead her, outmaneuver, or not be around her. I think it's a disservice sometimes when guys are only operating from a standpoint of I'm the man and you're supposed to do what I say. You have to get to a point where you can appreciate this level. Shout out to Information Man. Um, but you got to get to a point where you can appreciate this level. Uh, Future Society of Gentlemen is a guy that's married. There's quite a few guys who are married and living happy lives. They're not living an anti-black female life. And we got to be honest about that. We got to be honest that there are quite a few dudes who have found somebody that accepts their leadership. Just because some of us haven't doesn't mean that we can say there aren't these 20-30% of women who are creating great children, great families, great sons. We got to admit that. And so, what I try to do is balance that. There are some great, outstanding women who are in the Black man's corner. They are hard to find, I will admit it, but yet and still there are some. And we got to acknowledge when they're around. Matter of fact, those should be the main ones that you're trying to protect. You should be protecting the 30% of women who are for Black men. And look, It's even grown amongst swirlers. Listen to me. We got to acknowledge this. Even some of the swirlers have realized that they were wrong for having an anti-black male message. This is the part a lot of guys don't want to hear. But a lot of the swirlers realized they were wrong. A lot of the swirlers realized that they were against something as opposed to being for something. Let me explain. You got to be for something more so than you're against something. Okay. If you're a person who, let's just say, you're with somebody who's not black, okay, true. It doesn't mean that you stop being black. Anybody that wants to come in and speak, I'm gonna put the link um, in the room for you to speak. Or if you need the call in number, I'll give you the call in number. Um, Let me do the call in number. Okay, so my point is you gotta celebrate the the women who uh you got to celebrate the women who are doing great things for black men. There are some women at these companies that are holding discussions. I've ran into some corporate black women who like we got to have some brothers in here. I mean, really, just telling the Asian bosses we got to have some brothers in here. Uh, and there are women who are doing that. There are women who are going against other black women. Um, I've ran into women who like I don't even talk to them because they full of mess. You know, it's some righteous sisters, and we as black guys, we got to start protecting those women from those people who are trying to destroy them. Um, Now, let's talk about the women who have created things for black guys. You even notice some of the women here on these YouTube streets who we don't protect from the scrubs. And here's what I mean by protect. When you got women talking about money, finances, and they're trying to tell sisters don't be anti-black male, you got to run off the guys who come in those chat rooms talking crazy about that one. The reason being is because if you don't defend the people who are trying to defend you, if you don't champion those people who are trying to protect the black male image, then what is it all for? What are we truly doing? Oh, okay, no problem, Mike Jones. No problem, man. Uh, but the thing I'm trying to say is that there are women who were part of the swirler movement who has decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a good man. Whether they black, whether they, and we got to understand that there are some women who have been listening to the anti-black male message so long, and they realize that stuff doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And you got women who are still trying to beat those women down. There are some great, outstanding women who do things. Now, all women are not in the category of great. All women are not in the category of great. Sometimes women think just because it's a black woman that she has to be protected just on that. No, some of these black women, like 70% of these black women are trying to be anti-black. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I've run into women who just want to be sisterhood with other women and don't realize that they're not liked because of their black skin, that they're tolerated. Seriously. And it's hard to get some women to realize the difference from being tolerated versus celebrated. When you also talk about celebrated and you're a guy, there's a lot of women who don't know the difference between uh, being appreciated versus being lied to. And you get women who just want to be lied to all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of women in these areas are starting to turn on those women and say, hey, look, ain't nobody going to tell you you're beautiful and you're walking around sloppy. Ain't nobody going to tell you you're great and your attitude is terrible. But guess what? It's the same thing with white women. It's the same thing with Asian women. It's the same thing with Filipino women. Nobody sits up here and caters to those people. Okay. And I think that's the thing that has to do with being independent. When you're an independent person and you scream out you're an individual, that's saying that you don't want to be part of the group. You can't scream being an individual and then you also want to be part of ADOS. That doesn't make sense. That's not mathematical. That's not strategic. That's not something an adult would do. And so you got a lot of women who are realizing, hey, you know, we've done the wrong thing to black men. We've done the wrong thing to our children. I heard a woman today talk about, I think her name was MCCC or something. She was saying how, look, women have to be allowed to be critiqued. Women have to be allowed to be critiqued. And if we can't critique, now these are women talking to women. This ain't no men saying this. These are women. These are women telling women that women have to be able to critique them. That's a beautiful thing. That's an honorable thing. When women start critiquing women, this is when things get more beautiful for the black community. What people don't understand, once these 10 million DACA workers come on to America, you'll have less and less jobs because the Filipinos are going to hire the Filipinos, the Pakistanis are going to hire the Pakistanis, the Africans are going to hire the Africans, and you're going to be left out. I've been seeing this since 2018. There are less and less black women. I have seen since I've come back to California, I've seen other people force black women out of jobs that they've been at for years. Force them out of jobs that they've been at for years. And this is something a lot of people don't understand or they don't want to acknowledge it as truth. You can only do this for so long. You can only keep playing around for so long. But the beauty of it is that there are some women who are starting to realize, wait a minute, I can't be part of a losing battle. Because see, we're all going to be 50 at some point in time. We all going to be 60. We're all going to be 70. And what we're allowing is the children of 1990 to verbally kill the pride that's the 1970 and 1980 people created. The babies of the 1990s are trying to verbally destroy everything good about blackness. And the new people who've moved here, there's more division, all that type of stuff. And who's it coming out of? It's coming out of the people who are late 20s, early 30s. And it just don't make no sense. But let's celebrate a couple of things. Let's talk about number one. I'm going to say a couple of romantic things because when I tell everybody, look, I'm probably harder on women than anybody I know, but I know how to appreciate. Let's talk about the fat ones, the fat black women. There are some fat black women who present themselves extremely well. Extremely well. There are fat black women who, the elegance that some of them have. And I'm not a fat black woman fan, but I have been around some women who were overweight, who were just as sweet as pie, who were just good, good, good people. But guess what? those overweight women were always married. I have never met a sweet as pie, overweight woman who's unmarried. I've met overweight women who were unmarried that were kind of bitter or quick to snap or had that sisterhood thing going on. But most of the sweet women, somebody always got them. Somebody always got them. And when I think about those women, I always think about the women who maybe are big but not attractive. You know, maybe they got something going on with their face. I remember there were some women who used to have some facial hair. I tell you, I'm not the type of dude who just I guess because I'm in my maturity phase, I don't look at women as just sexual. I look at them as possible allies. And I'm in my romantic intellectualism, man. I look at possible allies. And there have been some big women. I almost got with a size 16. I remember that when I was 25, I was so stuck on a size 16. Uh, just because she was overly sweet, and when she dressed, she dressed well. And this is just something that we got to admit. There are some women who are on that level that when you look back as a strategic man, you appreciate it. It has nothing to do with being a sucker. It's just some women just present very well. Before I bring Future Society on, let me also say this. And then you got some women who just are very intelligent. If you a dude who likes intelligent women, it makes you want to sex them even harder. It's nothing like a female with a brain, especially if you have a child by a female with some intelligence. Oh, kudos to you if you pick that, because you can't beat your children being blessed with intelligence, and you got with an intelligent woman. It's something beautiful. Future Society of Gentlemen. I'm just celebrating my Woman Wednesday. Those women who do more than just talk, they actually help brothers. What are your thoughts?
Oh, so this is what Wonder Woman Wednesday. Since Wonder Woman was announced coming out on HBO Max today.
Is it Wonder Woman or is it going to be Nubia? Because Nubia was supposed to be the Wonder Woman,
Uh,
uh, according to DC, but they scratched her for.
this Wonder Bread 1980.
You said Wonder Bread.
Yes, this is Wonder Bread 1984. Streaming will be debuting in theaters and streaming on HBO Max on, I think, Christmas Day, I believe.
And she's black.
Oh no, this is the white lady. That's why I said.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
she's black. Hold up. That's according to people. That's identity politics. I can't say that. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting. But I was surprised that her movie hit. To be honest. Um,
because it wasn't awful.
yeah, it wasn't terrible. But what's so funny is the Wonder Woman we grew up with. Those shows were not bad. They
So,
they were written very well, and actually, her turning into Woman was like the last 15 minutes of all those shows.
well, a lot of I guess you could say some of the younger writers and producers and showrunners today don't know how good they got it. Nowadays, there's enough money in the game to lose it. Back then, you had to have a hit. Like the pilot had to be a hit before they even put it on TV.
Oh yeah. Well, more than the pilot, the first 3 episodes you wrote,
Right. If they ordered three, those
you
three
was good
better hit the ground running with the test,
running.
or it's just not. We're not even going to waste our time.
let me show you the fluff, and then we're gonna get back to this black woman appreciation. They would write those three. They knew they can fluff three more, but that season ender, it better be worth it.
Right.
Or you'll never see that show again. You'll be like, what happened to that show? They didn't renew that, you know.
Right. Because as popular as Battlestar Galactica is, one of his spinoffs only lasted 3 shows.
Right, right. Let's tie that Wonder Woman into black female appreciation. Did you know the first Wonder Woman was supposed to be dark skinned Nubia?
I was not aware.
Yeah, dark skinned Nubia. I'm. This is my nerd coming out. Dark skinned Nubia was supposed to be the first woman. When you see the comic of her sister Nubia and her fighting, Nubia was stronger. Nubia was everything. Uh, but sometimes when you have muscle and power, you forget to be strategic.
Now, what if I was to say that that is now, and I want you to think of me as having non-black skin.
Okay.
So you can approach this rebuttal differently. That's
Always. I'm a great debater.
right. That is absolute nonsense. She's based off the Amazonians. They were Greek, and those were probably white women.
They're based off of Amazonians. What do you
Yes.
mean? What do you mean? A person critiquing. What do you mean?
I mean, what do you mean? You never heard of the Amazons?
Yeah, the Amazonians came out of Brazil.
No, they did not. What kind of nonsense is that? Where you read that?
That is historically documented. Where are you getting yours from?
So we're not talking about indigenous people here. We're talking about the Amazons on the island of Lesbos in Greek mythology.
Oh, mythology. So you do realize Greek mythology was invented by the Greeks after they went to Egypt and saw the Egyptian heroes.
Found the, I mean, they found the artifacts. So a lot of these myths are now becoming historical fact.
Well, there are no artifacts. You can't name one. You can't name one. You could say there are artifacts, but you can't name one.
Right now, dude, and go look this stuff up, dude.
Anytime that you make a statement as an intellectual, and I take you as an intellectual man, you therefore should have I mean, I'm quite sure you've been to college or been to some advanced class. You sound intelligent. You should therefore do like anything.
So what proof do you have that Wonder Woman, which we know for a fact is based of Amazonian women, is some black chick named Nubia?
Okay. So I'm going to go off the written Stan Lee comic book. Okay. So I don't know what you're saying, but the written Stan Lee comic book has Nubia in it, and Nubia has dark skin. That's number one. Number two, this thing of Amazonian, you must only be using the fact that they were big and tall, because the Amazon is in Brazil. So anytime you use that word, I just want you to understand moving forward, Amazon is in Brazil. The two don't mix. So we're talking about a fictional character too.
So what would you call those women? They're not Amazon.
Well, I can only call them what Stan Lee calls them because it's a fictional character. So if Stan Lee says that they were black Martians, kind of like a Martian Hunter. Martian Hunter, the comic book character, is a black Martian. I just go off what it's documented. We can only go off what's documented. I'm sorry that you don't want to go off the documented information, but I can only go off what's documented.
Okay, let me slip back to I just wanted to get that on record.
Right.
Because the thing is, too many people hear the headline, they hear the slogan, and then they want to run off and run their mouth, and then they get caught.
Well. Even a better question is the original Miss Marvel is a black woman.
The Stan, I wish I had reported this documentary they did on Stanley on PBS. This was probably about in 2008 or 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Out of my own mouth and Jack Kirby's mouth, they were sitting together for the first time in years. That the base of their characters was based off of people from the civil rights movement, and
Oh
they
yeah,
built the foundation from there. But of course, the characters eventually evolved into being white, of course, for marketing purposes. So that's where the idea of superpowers and mutants. This is not. It's not to say that superpowers and stuff like that was not already in the comic book game, things of that nature. It's not
right,
saying,
right.
but he wanted his base theme was um people that existed, basically minorities and people who existed outside of the mainstream, who were actually the original people of this planet, of this reality. And Stanley knew that.
Hmm.
He represented that through the comic. Just like the original Spider-Man is black. Of course, people went back and forth with that until they dug and dug and dug and found out that was true.
Well, see. Here's the funny thing: is when Priest took over, most of the things that did not work. Uh, as you know, a lot of the characters were different names before Priest came in. And this is the argument you hear me say when it comes to business and the black community and being a 7.0 type of guy. Don't go in and fix other people's problems for a bag of cash. Go in, get the cash, and get percentages on royalties forever. Priest is the one who came in and fixed a lot of Marvel's problems. As you know, Panther, his name was Cole something, Coal. He wasn't even Black Panther. Storm wasn't Storm, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you come in getting percentages. Don't come in getting a bag of cash. That's just ridiculous. Let me move on by saying this: the original Miss Marvel, Marvel was an alien. He died. Uh, Monica Rambeau took on his powers, and she had a successful 6 year, 4 year, or 6 year run as Miss Marvel. That thing went on for quite a while. Then the children of of Marvel came around. They tried to spin it off the son, the daughter. Each one of them failed. Okay, so Marvel was number one. That comic didn't do well. Sister Girl with the Afro, Monique, did extremely well. Did extremely well. Monica did extremely well.
You're talking about in the movie?
Talking about in documented Marvel comics.
Right.
The children were version number 3. They tried to take it away from Monica, especially after she was leading the Avengers. People don't even remember that. She was leading the Avengers at one point because she was all powerful. There wasn't nothing Captain Marvel couldn't do. Then the 4th rendition was Blonde Danvers. Now, mind you, they had a daughter before Danvers that did not work. So there was a white woman before Danvers, before Carol Danvers.
Right. That is true.
Carol Danvers is the 4th reincarnation of Captain Marvel. And then they tried to whitewash the success that Monica had and make her into what they call her Photon. I was so hot when they did that. I think I stopped reading comics when that happened, because I was like, you doing that to you doing the same thing to Wolverine.
Right, because
That-
they didn't show up to what, like 80?
yeah, I mean,
Something like that.
yeah, way later in the game, and didn't have a successful run. Her run could not, and this goes to Black Woman Appreciation, which is part of the show. Didn't even have a successful run. Not like Monica Rambeau. So I don't even know what we're talking about, but we give her a whole movie, which I'm not mad at the game. I'm not mad at the game, but it's kind of like me trying to replace uh who else came close to something like that? Oh, it's like me trying to replace Steel, the black guy, with Superman.
Or this what we'll do, so we'll shut your mouth. We'll just make Idris Elba Heimdall. So yeah, we'll say we're doing the
Don't remind me of that.
can't stand with I cannot
I
stand.
don't, I don't even like looking at that character.
Yes, it's like don't give us a role to give us a role.
I don't even like looking at that character. I and the fact that he has actual lines pissed me off too. I was like, this dude was not even.
But it was just
I'm like, this dude wasn't even a major factor in Thor comic books. Why? Why does he have lines? It's just like it's golly, don't remind me of that. And what's so amazing to me is
he
and
should be
and
bigger and have a whole and have his own thing.
what's amazing to me is Thor's sister is so much more interesting than all of the Thor movies.
Talking about Hella?
Hell yeah.
Oh well, of course.
Oh man. You can
She
oh
right there.
can you imagine her fighting the Kree all by herself? Just a movie with her. Make it a cartoon. Oh, anyway, let me get back to the beautiful black women. uh, so my thing is, man, there's a lot of our sisters. I give it 30%, man, because I've seen a something in the swirler force. There's a lot of swirlers going against swirlers. Oh, what happened?
You said the swirler force. I almost choked.
Yeah, the force of the swirlers. The Jedi are killing off the uh, Mandalorians. The
I
Jedi are killing off the Mandalorians, man. And
didn't say that. So you have to
how?
bring back. So you got to forge the dark saber.
Yeah, they killing off the Mandalorians. And what's so amazing is, and I'm gonna upload it because I made a quick video of it with my phone. There was one sister, she was mad because women were attacking her brand. And I just asked some intellectual questions. I realize I'm a man in a woman's space. I ain't trying to piss nobody off. But I said, but maybe your brand of divest is too anti-black.
Oh, did you see? And I already know which brand you're talking about because she's been complaining a lot lately about others who are complaining about her brand.
How can you have a brand like what I asked her in the chat room? Your brand is mixed with you personally. How can that be? So if people critique your brand, they're not critiquing you personally, they're critiquing what you say. Well, they trying to expose me because a lot of people who come in these black spaces are not actually USA. So what are you divesting from if you haven't been here that long?
You know what? I hate to do comparisons. I hate to do comparisons. I really do.
Go ahead.
What if Ben Shapiro addressed his haters once every month?
Mm. But
Uh,
If he listened to him or just addressed him.
Of course he listens to it. Of course he takes it all in. But how often does he address his haters?
I don't think he addresses them much at
He's
all.
a YouTube personality, pretty much. Steven Crowder. How many haters he got?
Hmm.
How often does he address his haters?
Not much.
Let me dig into another space. What's that little makeup guy, James? You know what I'm talking about.
The white guy?
Yeah, the white guy.
Right.
Whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they want to term it today. I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Right.
Plenty of haters. And hell, they even co-op some black folks stuff, some black women stuff. How often do they address the haters?
Well, you know what?
Haters, man.
But see, this is the thing that our 30% of black women need to do. Our 30% of black women, they need to confront other women. It's not for us as black dudes. Shout out to Mike Jones, Martin Mull, and BMT in the chat room. It's not for it's not for black dudes to sit up here and critique black women anymore. That's 2014. Okay, either we trying to bond with them for business purposes or we're trying to walk past. But women are now critiquing women, which I think is way better.
Good luck with that. 24 hours after the election, someone wrote a declarative essay about why they were a black Republican, and 4 reasons of it was because of black women.
Oh my God. Oh. Let's go to what BMT says. He says Crowder goes to his haters' area and confronts them. Is that true?
Well, you know what? I think he does hop in that comment section. I think he does do that.
Oh, okay. I never saw him do it, but
he does do that a little bit. He does do that. And that's
okay.
kind of part of his thing. You know what I'm saying? But like Ben Shapiro thinks he's a political what do they call them people? A policy wonker, a political. He just runs his mouth.
Oh, that's Steven Crowder. I was thinking about another guy.
Yeah. That's the different ones, but this the young.
Yeah, the Canadian guy. These Canadian guys, I tell you, they always talking about USA issues. But okay, let me go down the rabbit hole. Steven does allow pushback. Let me put it that way. He allows more pushback than Pearson and some of the other people, the people at Rebel Media. Crowder allows pushback. I give him that part of the game. He allows pushback.
And this is another thing too. If you claim that you have a brand, then technically you have a business. There is not going to be
a hustle,
or getting the bag.
That's not called a business because you don't have employees.
Okay, that's true unless you're getting a certain amount of income.
True.
You have to consolidate business at some point if you get no month.
True, I get that.
And undoubtedly, some of them are getting more than 5 Gs a month.
Okay.
And you're going to have a customer service complaint. Someone is not like your service.
Great point.
They're just not going to like it. They're going to break it down 10,000 ways.
But here's the problem. Here's the pushback.
So why do you not like your business, your service?
Here's the pushback. Here's the pushback, though. Those women who want to be anti-male, which is what we're talking about, they want to be able to critique freely without the customer service complaint. They feel that if you got a customer service complaint, just stop coming to McDonald's. But that isn't how hustling, or using your terminology, business works. Once you get in the public square, you are subjugate to ridicule.
How often does McDonald's say don't come back to McDonald's if the sandwich is
Right. But see, that's why I celebrate
if
the
the
30%.
fries are warmed over, don't come back.
That's why I celebrate the 30% of women who aren't with this chaos, because it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. And I'm glad that 30% of women can see that this chaos goes nowhere. And I just wish that 80% of brothers would realize this chaos goes nowhere.
And here's another thing too. Those same people that's complaining about the warmed over fries at McDonald's, they still came back because they only got $5 in their pocket.
Absolutely.
And I'm offering the 2 for $3.
Absolutely. Now, I want you to watch this video with me, because people don't get, our conversations are a lot different than most people. Hey, good morning, MC Worker. You can hit the link if you want to. I think you're going to enjoy this. Anybody that hit the link that's in the chat room. So I'm going to show this first part, and I want you guys to give your take on it. But 5 women are going to critique each other on beauty. Matter of fact, let me pose it to all of you guys first. 5 women who are all, there's an Asian woman, there's a Indian woman, there's a fat Latin woman, there's a black girl in her 20s, and then there's a white woman who, even by her own standards, the white woman calls herself a 4. Okay.
Okay? You said a black woman in her 20s. Now, should we assume she's fine?
I will give her, because I like dark skinned women, I'm gonna lean toward her, but I would give her, from the neck down, she's 6'7", probably because she's young. Her face, I'm gonna leave it to the women, but I am gonna show it to you. But what's so ironic is, here's these 5 women, and they rated the fat girl more attractive than the black girl. What are your thoughts? Anybody out there? What are your thoughts? These women rated the black girl. So I guess the premise that I'm putting forth is, black women are always saying that black men don't celebrate them. Well, women amongst women don't celebrate y'all. Men amongst men don't celebrate us. We don't have time to create that war, because that's a war that can't be won, in my view. But educate me, Future.
No. Women want you to accept them as they are. And when you don't, then that translates into we don't celebrate them.
Well, wait, if it's accept them as they are, why ask us to constantly rate them?
Constantly rate them, RATE?
Yeah.
Because that is the mark. Women are always measuring their beauty.
True.
Just like dudes are always kind of measuring their territory.
True.
In their extremes. A femme female is always measuring her beauty.
But why then
Whereas as a bull dagger, what does she do? She's a bald cap.
Well, but if that's the case, why try to get MC Worker to justify how good my shoes look? Why am I constantly telling BMT he should put my shoes on the pedestal.
What kind of females are those?
Well,
The
it's the same thing that females say all the time. It's like females take it out of the personal responsibility realm and they push it to the black men. Why did you have that Asian woman in your video? You celebrating them more than us. Why
well,
did you, why are you dating that Filipino? You celebrating them more than us. While we, on the other hand, are not even celebrated amongst women.
hmm.
Mm.
That is that victim mentality. This is the thing about black folks, both males and females. Now, some people call it, who's made it to the other side, call it the crab in the barrel mentality. But
Mm.
we must remember we got folks whose parents and grandparents just came out of the cotton fields, literally.
True.
All right. A lot of people still have to be trained. And so what we do is we do this thing, well, why would you, if we're in this position, then why would you act that way?
Exactly.
If we're in this position, then why would you do that?
And but that goes in reverse too.
Exactly. I'm just trying to, explain where that comes from. So
Well,
there's a point to it, but then there's also the other side to it.
well, let me share this. So let's watch this telling of the tape. I'm going to put on my speaker audio so that way it can come through even more loudly, so you can hear everything that's being said. I find this very interesting. I'm going to do it in parts because I don't want anybody to miss anything. And like I said, if anybody wants to come up, please do so. But I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to play this. But this is extremely interesting. And again, I'm calling it women critiquing women. Has nothing to do with men. It says women critiquing women. Can you see the screen, sir?
Yes,
Can you see? Okay. All right. So you see the sisters out in the front, right?
Yes.
And there is a Latina behind her, kind of chubby. You see black woman leading the way. She comes out first.
This is already ridiculous. Chat room, what do y'all think?
Why is it?
Is this already over?
Why is it ridiculous?
This is already over. This is over.
Why?
Come on, man.
No, I'm asking you.
What it is that I'm a Jedi Master.
Look at the nice.
I'm jumping the gun. I'm spoiling it for the young dudes, man. This is already over. Okay, go ahead.
No. Why is it over, man?
Dude, you. Okay, let me see the fifth chick better be. I mean, come on, let's go.
Oh my goodness!
First of all, you already gave it away when you did not describe the black chick. You just said she was 20.
I've never heard you say this type of stuff. Okay, all right, this is interesting. All right.
Oh, so man, I can stand her quick.
So the third girl is the Asian.
Yeah. Are we serious? I'm sorry, fellas. Okay, here we
go. Now, for me, I don't see anybody that compares to the black girl. For me, I don't see anybody that compares to the black girl.
If we're just looking, the Asian chick on the end is straight.
Yeah, she all right.
But you gotta, but in a for lack of a better term, in an Asian way.
Okay. 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 That's a good point. That's a good point. Uh so now the goofy thing is, see this dude, see, black dudes don't realize their image. Do you see the dude has a big hole in the heel of his sock?
Like
Black
uh,
black dudes are like hilarious to me because
this is
it,
why CQ. This is why you can't widen your eyes. See, you can't
I'm
widen
not
your.
supposed I'm not
We're
supposed to say nothing about that, huh?
talking about customer service here. Okay.
I'm not supposed to say nothing.
You know what?
I know what you mean.
Some of our best black women would not hook up with a dude like that, but some of the smartest white women will hook up with a white guy who's dressed exactly who's in that frame.
You know what? Absolutely right. You are not lying
They would
about that,
marry
sir.
a straight ogre.
You are not lying about that. I give you props on that. All right, so let's continue. Now we're gonna get to this, but notice how the white guy just came out and did what a black guy would have got cursed out for. And you see the Asian girl like, what the hell? Right?
Hold up here. Hold up. Did he just do a straight thumbs down? Did I catch that correct?
He just asked for them to switch
Oh,
because he's white. Wait a minute. What are your thoughts on that? Because you see, the Asian girl is amazed. He just came in and threw his whiteness around, and Latin girl jumped to it. No,
mm, mm.
he's facing the black chick. He just came up. Matter of fact, just look at that again.
Mm.
Look,
Oh, he's telling them to switch.
look. He don't want to. He just walked up. I don't want to be facing this chick.
Well, that's the alpha straight up anyway.
But this is my point. Don't critique black guys because there are guys that are totally worse. Ain't no black dude would have caught up and did that. He'd be scared to
This
get
is
cursed.
taking for granted thing though.
I understand, but that's what supremacy is all about. When you go to Arab countries, that's what an Arab guy would do. When you go to Filipino or countries, that's what Filipino guys do. I mean, this has nothing to do with a skin. This has to do with that particular guy is used to getting his way, and
Exactly.
he don't want to be looking at the sister girl. And I guess my point is that sisters have to learn to appreciate it isn't that all black men are against them. A lot of people are against them. So try to be down with what you prefer to be with. Try to be down with the future society guys who appreciate you and get off this thing of everything got to be perfect. That's my point. But let me continue. Did you see her face? She just did it. Look, there was no pushback. There was no
but,
anger.
but what else is there to do?
Oh no, if he had been black, she would have popped off. You know that. You know that. If he had been
She
black,
would have
she
had a slight hesitation. She would have had a slight hesitation.
okay. I'll give you that.
She would have hesitated.
Look at her face.
She already know what it is.
See, but the fat Latina, I got picked over you. That's how she looking at it. How else can she look at it? I got picked over you. But my point is, it don't stop this whole entire time. Now, this first thing is going to be the women only. This is the women only. Once again, look how the white person takes charge. Even though, even though the black girl is more educated, you're going to find out in a minute, and the Arab girl is more educated, look who takes charge. What are your thoughts, Future?
That is upbringing. When I was a freshman in college, my English professor told me that white parents raise their children to be more assertive and ask questions. He said every time he's in a predominantly black class, black children don't like to ask questions. They like to go silent and just get the hell on and proceed on about their day.
Right.
White parents raise their children to challenge authority and to question it, and to always be inquisitive and inquire. Whereas black parents raise their children to always get in line and don't embarrass them in front of white folks.
Mm.
It's a cultural norm to try
If
to
that's
fit
the
in
case,
and not
if
to
that's
try to stand out. So
if that's
therefore,
the case,
when you get a Terrence Howard who demands more money on this second movie, it's such a shock to the system that Terrence got out of the pocket for asking for double the money on the next movie.
well, he would have been okay if his white ally that he helped bring in, that he talked into the movie, would have assisted him like he thought.
That's a roll of the dice.
But his white ally decided to be white that day. And they haven't been friends since. That actually broke up their friendship.
And that was also a weak white ally at that point too.
But nevertheless, you should have known that through the vetting process. You should have known not to bring him, not to put him to the forefront like that. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Watch what the white lady does. Go on, Becky.
And
So what she says is, "Oh, should we tell what we do?" And then she just starts telling what she does, which makes everybody else fall in line.
okay.
Friends?
Now, the black girl and the Arab girl are the most educated here. But the black girl's not leading.
What does the black girl say she do?
She's a journalism major.
And what does the Arab girl do?
She has two. She's criminal justice and what did she just say? Criminal justice, psychology, and criminal justice.
Okay, and what is the Asian lady?
Asian girl's an actress.
Okay, that's okay.
So Asian is an actress, big Latin girl's an actress, and white lady's a dancer. The only two educated people up here are the people who's going to get told what to do by the other people.
Take notes, fellas. Take notes.
This is just really hilarious. Hold on for a minute. I want to make sure nobody else has joined the stream because I can't see while I'm doing this.
Take notes, and I already know where most men are going to choose.
Oh man, this was just so funny to me.
It's the ones on the left hand are the freaks.
Let's see. Okay, hold on.
The thespians.
Hold on. Okay, so now here comes that assertiveness again. Annie, the dancer with no degree, just jumps in for a second time. We have to do this. We have to rate each other on attractiveness. What are your thoughts, Future?
Again, this is just another cultural norm setting the tone because nobody else. I mean, if you look at the energy of the room, and I'm looking at just I'm even though I'm just looking through a third party camera. I do not see any assertiveness on the parts of the other four females. So someone has to fill that vacuum.
And see, this is the thing that even though I adore black women, this is the thing that I try to get them to understand in business and professionalism. You're not the CEO. You're the most educated, but at your job, there are women less educated leading you. And you many a times are more focused on blocking black men than you are challenging this white woman. You're trying to be womanhood with this white woman. This white woman doesn't care about womanhood with you. The Arab woman doesn't care about that. She just thinks you're cute, black lady. The Asian girl feels for you, but her culture is more important. And the Latin woman's the only one who comes close, but guess what? She got a family. She ain't worried about that single independent stuff. What are your thoughts, Future?
Think of it like a team. Let's say it's a basketball team. I want to keep the roster short. Got 5 stars. You got a guy, he's been hanging around about 8 seasons, and he really hasn't taken gear. And they draft a hot rod behind him, and this dude's a stud from day one. Now, that 8-year veteran is going to do everything he can to cock block that rookie simply because he has it, because now he wants to go into the offseason to work hard. Now you want to lift those extra weights. Now you want to get better with 3-point shot because now you were assertive to begin with. You weren't giving your time to shine. Now here's somebody shining, and now you want to block that person's opportunity. And that's what happens with black folks in business, especially in corporate. You're not assertive from the get-go. And here comes another black person here and another black person there. And this person's just as smart as you. And you feel this energy. And so it's a thing of social consequences. It is less of a punishment for me to knock you down a couple of pegs or critical of your work when I review. And when it comes to review time, than it is to do a similar peer or colleague. However, now that there are a couple of black rookies on the roster, just watch how much more assertive that person becomes, male or female.
And they end up losing their desire to be the CEO, the CFO, or the leader of the group.
Because you never was that to begin with.
Right.
Either you're that. That's the thing. I even in sports, people y'all can hang on. If that thing ain't a stud from day one, it ain't a stud.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing I think Massa understood about black folks, because it's the tribal thing that I'm studying now. There's so many tribes against each other, they never have time to unite Africa. Let me say it again. There's so many tribes against each other that they never have time to unite under one monolithic thing. I was on somebody else's channel and I was explaining monolithic. And you tell me if you agree before I continue this. According to the dictionary, monolithic means a stone or a operational system. Or a organizational system.
Mm-hmm.
So why are black people not organized system? And why are they proud of not being an organized system?
Which group of black people are we talking about?
ADOS. Or even Africans. Or even Africans, because the tribal thing takes up so much that they forget they got a bigger enemy.
Well, if you remember a prior discussion we had about that, just real quick about the Africans. If you are the first people on Earth, you are the blueprint upon which whatever else comes after that, right? There
But
is no
nobody else outside of Africa believes that.
there is no other blueprint to go off of. So the Africans, it's never meant for them to come together as a monolith, except among their particular ethnicities or tribes. They,
And
they are
that's what
okay. It's not even natural for them to do
but
that.
that's what keeps them enslaved though. That's what keeps them policing themselves. Is because just like native Indians, they were constantly worried about killing each other as opposed to the bigger enemy.
Okay, so now guess what? The universe balances itself off, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so a large chunk of you were enslaved and brought where?
here,
And now
there, everywhere.
you have the knowledge of what? The
Some of
knowledge
us got the knowledge of self. Some of us.
Kim was destroyed, right? Atlantis was destroyed. Kim was destroyed, and the knowledge spread out. Correct.
Okay, keep going.
We're coming around full, and we know who stole it, right?
Okay.
Right. Okay, and Africans, Native Africans, they get to go to Europe legally and other things, and they get to learn and go to the German university in Italy and in Bristol and Oxford, and they get to relearn the things that were lost. Correct. And
To
you now you are again the deer that has crossed that highway that was built in that natural forest. And you
okay,
recognize
hey, that's too deep. That's too deep. That's too deep. I get it.
that. But
I get it.
all
I mean, we gonna have to do that again. That's too deep. Let's get back to this.
right.
Let's get back to this white woman taking over. Hold on, because I want you to see what they do to the black girl. Oh, darn commercial. Now, the black girl yelled out, "Yeah, this is a dumb plan. They're gonna close their eyes and scoot to where they think they rank." It, it's just ridiculous. But
She's going to the safe place. This is the back of the room.
you see what's so funny about white women? White women, for the most part, it takes them a while to feel themselves. They they kind of know they they kind of know they ain't on point. You know what I'm saying? It's like she said, my looks. She said, I think my personality's great. My looks, I believe I'm okay. I mean, I just know ain't nobody gonna look at me and go, ooh. You know what I'm saying? So, get her a boob job and some lipstick and some constant penis. She'll be a hot wife. She'll be walking around here like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight. I used to be a tomboy. I'm used to be goth. I'm straight now. But that's what I think. Let me stop interrupting this.
Hmm.
Do you see that my black sister goes right to the front?
Okay, now what are they? Are they switching position? Are they
They're
blindly
trying
switching
to
position?
they're trying to merge and see where they rank.
Okay.
That's a woman's theory. I mean, I don't understand it either, but I understand what they're trying to do, and the white woman and a couple of them don't believe they're ones, and they don't believe they're fives. They believe they're twos, threes, fours. My sister's the only one, like most women in the sisterhood. She automatically believes she's the most attractive. Black girl magic, shout out. But they
She's
gonna bring her. But they
okay.
gonna bring her down to a woman on woman reality.
Okay, hold up. This just real quick. When you grow up with Olympians and Amazons all your life, and you're looking at this
Talking about the
competition,
Viking.
this
Talking about the
room,
Viking. Talking about the Vikings.
and you're looking at this room, that sister know that.
No, she
Are
don't.
you
That's why she
serious?
going to the front. That's why she going to the
How
front.
about you going to the front because you know you're the most attractive?
That's why I said she's going to the front because she's the most attractive.
She knows this.
Oh, but watch. So she picked the fat girl as the most attractive.
Ooh. Ooh.
The Arab girl picked the fat girl as the most attractive in the room.
Okay, isn't that kind of cultural?
Let's keep watching. Do you see how the white woman is turning toward the Asian and the Arab, and everybody's kind of looking off the black girl?
Right.
Watch this. So the fat girl was putting herself fifth.
Right.
Fat girl's like, bump that.
I know I ain't attractive.
They were putting the Asian as one. Why? I don't know.
They just effing around now. They're just effing around now. This is
Watch it. But look at the pride of my sister, Black Girl Magic. You see how she's leading the pack again? But she isn't even the most educated in the room. I just find this amazing to me. So she rates 1, 2, 3, 4. So the goal here is how many times you were named 2, how many times you were named 3, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
So Black Girl got 4, 5, no, 3 times. Okay. She isn't going to like how she's ranked because a couple of these people were named 2 and 3 4 times.
And
Percentage wise,
these are the females ranking themselves.
exactly. Sister Girl is going to come in last. You see, she's thinking. Her journalism degree kicking in, and she's thinking about that math class and how statistical percentages work.
Yet she hasn't opened her mouth.
Right. At all.
She
She's
hasn't
being
said anything.
she's being led. She's not leading. She's being led. She's not leading.
Again, this is that black athlete disease. I'm great.
But
I don't need to work out,
I got degrees and all this stuff, man.
and I'm still fine. You're not
Arab girl said, "I guess I'll be one."
defending herself at all.
Look at her still looking up in the sky.
This is also how they do brothers in a room when
They coming next. They coming next.
when they want a brother to approach.
Right. It's the same thing.
Everybody else opened their mouth except you. I mean,
Except you.
did that thing. Why do I got to come over there and get on one knee?
Exactly. Now, Black Girl finally finished speak. She's asking, is she a 3? No, sister, you got done 4 several times. And that's why the fat girl's now looking like, I hope you don't think you're a 3. I hope. And white girls now looking at Syrian girl. It's my whole point in bringing this up is black women have to realize the black man, even some of the dudes who are not on point, he's her ally.
At the end of the day,
He's the only one that's going to look at this whole group and be like, "Oh nah, I'm picking you. Bump that."
but as long as you got dudes out there that's complaining about them, that gives them a lane.
But that's not even fair, Future, because only a few 100,000 dudes are complaining. It ain't like it's millions of dudes. It's like, well, I'm trying to be fair to their argument. Well, what I'm saying is a lot of white women don't like black guys. A lot of them. But there's a bunch of them that do. A lot of Latin women don't like black guys. Few 100,000, but a lot of them do. You got to focus on the people that do. And black women, sometimes they just focus on the people that don't so much that it becomes a thing. It's kind of like the argument of when you show the marriage certificates that black men marry out at 12%. That's double what black women do. Okay, but are you noticing that the ones who do marry you are at 85%? You're focused on the 12%? Right. And that's just an argument I don't like going down the road with. It's like I'm not going to focus on.
Well, again, that's the. If we're in this position, then why would you do that? And this is what I mean. Okay, and this is an indisputable fact. This is an indisputable fact. Even though I'm just focusing on athletes. Yes, the majority of black athletes are married to black women. But those don't get floated around in the media.
I don't control the media.
I know you don't control the media. I absolutely know that. I know you do not control the media. And this is let me get to my argument. When they throw out the one athlete who just got paid $200 some odd million, who just so happened to have a white girl with him, and this certain segment of black Twitter rises up and just has to say whatever it is that they have to say. Or when Kendrick Lamar marries his high school sweetheart, but she's not dark skinned. At the same time, that's just how many people. How many women is that though? If you're
I don't even like this. I'm trying to tolerate you going down this road. I don't even want to respond. Go ahead, man.
Me, man. You don't have to tolerate me. If you think what I'm saying is BS, why don't we?
It's valid. It's valid. It's just
saying, why don't we focus on the women that are focused on us, because they're stuck with our asses in anyway.
True. I give you that.
In a sense they are. In a sense that, in a sense they are. Period. At the end of the
day. I'm not very good at math, but I appreciate math enough to appreciate its misuse. And it's the only reason I don't like going down this side of the argument is because the percentile is not enough to waste oxygen. It's like it's 12%.
Here's another thing. Don't women complain?
That's what they Arab, Iran, it don't matter. They all do. Yeah.
I mean, if they didn't complain, then men wouldn't do what they do.
There you go.
Think about it. I mean, I know no one wants to talk about balance and relationships, and I know that that women are the boogeyman and the destroyer. They're Shiva the destroyer, but you're supposed to be Vishnu the creator.
Mm.
And if she destroys, you create some more. It's the push and pull of the universe.
Okay, that's another one that's too deep. Hold on for a minute. Let's get back. Let's get back. Asian Michelle, like, I don't care about being five. I know it's important to the sister to stay four. I know it's important to the other girl to stay three. I'll take five, and that's the power of the Asian women. Let me make this clear. The Asian women are willing to take appearances as a negative because they deal with it in their home country and their grandma's country and their ability to move on. It's kind of like the scene from the movie Good Earth. No, we're not going to write our land away. I'm going to kill this baby because the baby won't live as we go run away. But if we keep our rights to the land, we get to come back to the land. A lot of people couldn't understand that when that movie was made. You went in there and killed your baby. Better he die at mama's hand than die out there starving and give our position away.
It's a collective society.
Right, right. But let me play it for a minute so you can get the full breadth of everything because I've been stopping it quite a bit.
That's the one you meet at Georgia Tech. This thing is so over with. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is a mismatch from hell. But you know what this is? I'm gonna tell you what this is.
What?
This
What?
is Michael Vick versus the New England Patriots.
Why? I
Natural,
know I'm
natural talent,
hating.
not coach, versus a well-coached team with a playbook.
Oh, very good. That's a very good point. I can see that. That's a very good point. Well coached team with a playbook. You are. I don't know if other people will be able to really appreciate what you just said, but that's absolutely right. Uh, hold on for a minute. Let me make sure there's nobody trying to join. Um, Give me a second. No, nobody's joining. Oh, NC Worker said he's backstage, but I don't see it. He must have dropped. I don't see him backstage. Uh, okay. Yeah, I don't see NC Worker. Maybe he dropped. I know he. I think he works at night or something. Okay, let's go back to this whole thing. So this is like I said, it's interesting.
Michelle's the chick you meet in engineering class.
It amazes me that this dude got a hole that big in himself. Boy, I tell you.
It might be the style. They go booger.
Hey, look, he look if he had blue eyes, he'd be a monster. He'd probably be CEO of the whole place.
Shortest one in the room too.
you know, don't but it's kind of like my favorite my favorite manhood song. I call it my manhood song. Scarface, gotta let your nuts hang.
Now, I have a prediction. Just like how initially the Viking female influenced three of the other four females as far as attractiveness. I can tell by the left turn of those other two heads, he's going to influence the attractiveness decisions of those two gentlemen.
Oh, and the black guy too, because black guy, I don't think he's assertive. Now the other
Yeah,
guy right next to him, to his immediate right, I think he's already decided who he feels is attracted because he's not even looking down at the rest of the room.
what's funny? You know what's funny? If y'all gonna give me the black chick, dog, I would just boy, I was like, man, let me just run out this room quick. Please let this be over with. Quick. Y'all gonna let me fall through on this.
Wow, wow.
Giving
All
you a
right,
gift.
all right, here we go. Now, this kind of proves something to me when he did this.
Hmm.
Guys go off of women they're not used to as attractive because there's really nothing really attractive about the Syrian girl or even the Asian girl other than the fact they're different. Now, here's the other thing I notice about Asian guys: they will go to their women faster than they'll go to white women and black and all the other ones.
Hmm. I don't understand this fourth thing. Actually,
Nobody's looked at the chubby girl.
I mean, no. I mean, why? Now, Future Universal. Future is, but I mean, I did. I was born off Washington Road in Southwest Atlanta.
Oh my God.
I went to
You
Tri City.
probably wait a
I
went.
went
You
to
probably
Tri City.
robbed me back in the day.
I
Hey,
went to Tri.
you
No,
probably robbed me back in the day.
no, no, bro.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I mean, there's a couple. I mean, I shouldn't say why, but I mean, but why? Every girl is beautiful.
Wow. Hold on. Hold on. Now
What?
see how the black man speaks up.
Okay. Yes.
Everybody else said I'm good with five being five.
Because it's crazy. You
You
know
see my
what?
point?
This happens in the military.
Oh, really?
It's very multicultural, and bruh, if y'all want to let that, y'all want to let that dime slip to me. This happens a lot in the military. And now, and what some black dudes will do is don't let something that's close to black be just as they'll pick that.
Don't let it be just as
As if it's they have the same shape, physically they're the same physical attractiveness.
no, no,
They'll
no.
pick,
He said he don't want her to be five. He wanted her to be at least three.
oh, of course, we're not, and that's my point because it's he sees what I see like this is ridiculous. Why is she not at least three?
Okay,
And
I got that. That makes sense.
he's trying to compromise. There's no way she should be five, so he's trying to compromise. Now, what is his reason?
What is his reason?
Yeah, what is his reasoning for explaining that switch there?
Because the black guy was like that can't be. That was his reason.
Right.
So they put big girl as 5,
Mhm.
black as 4. But originally, until the black man spoke up, let me say this again. Until the black man spoke up, they were all content. The Asian, the Latin, the white were all content to have her as last. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's already been proven that psychologically they view black women as the least attractive on earth. Everybody views that except the black man.
Well, this is why I always say, black women gotta, and this is why I give applause to the 20% of black women who do realize it. Black women gotta realize, even when you got black dudes who you may not find appealing or whatever, most of these dudes are on your side. And if you notice, the assertiveness of the white woman has gone away. So I find that interesting. Let's finish this out. So here's how the women rank themselves. The white girl ended up being 1, but the guys put her 3rd. See, this is the thing I be trying to tell people about white women. This is why white women gravitate toward black dudes and Latin dudes so fast. She is not celebrated in the white community the way black women think she is. She's just not. She has to get fake breasts, pout her lips, do a whole bunch of stuff sexual.
Stay jogging,
Right. Always jumping rope
yoga.
to be on the level of a chick that's just exotic. There's nothing special about the Asian girl at all, at all, at all.
No,
No, not. I mean, even though the white woman looked tomboyish, I would still take her over the Asian chick. I
I'm gonna
mean,
say this about the black chick girl. Her body is outstanding, but she's not pretty.
I see it from the neck down. I told you that.
Yeah, and those eyelashes gotta go.
Yeah, from the neck down, her. I'm not gonna.
But it still is enough from the neck down, and it's still. I mean, she's not a creature from the Black Lagoon. It's not. You know what I'm saying? She's not hit by any means, and that still should be enough to be at the top of this bracket.
Well, number one problem is
Any of these chicks at all.
number
I can
one
body.
number one problem. Black women. If you notice her smiling picture as number 3, compared to her picture after the guys rated number 4, I just think black women a lot of times have to keep the attitude that the Arab girl has kept the entire time. That's just my thought, or at least the Asian woman. She didn't mind being number 5, and she got blessed to be number 1 for what reason I don't know. But what are your thoughts before we continue? Because now the girls are finna talk about it.
I guess she has less flaws.
Who?
The Asian chick.
Ugh, I don't know. Anyway, when your hands get clammy, then you're rating them on who you want to have sex with, and not you ain't rating them on other stuff. Humbleness God loves humble, don't he?
What did she say?
Well, the host asked, how do y'all feel about the rankings? And the Asian girl jumped out and said, well, I was at 5. Now I'm at 1. Chubby girl does not look happy. See? I just wish a lot of black women had the humbleness that Asian women have. Asian women, do you realize? Well, you probably realize it. Asian women are not appreciated by Asian culture at all. Most of them can, most of them are like disposable. You know what I'm saying? And some of the daughters are told to go prostitute at 12 years old. Some of
But
their life,
but you're supposed to be using that perspective to go help the Africans.
Go who?
Again, you were brought to America to gain that perspective to go help the Africans. Just like the Chinese in San Francisco are brought there to go back there and help their people. And
what do you mean by that? I'm kind of lost.
China is supposed to be a communist country, right?
Oh, I don't know what they classified.
Yeah, that's what that's what we're told they are. But a lot of their success has come through capitalism. Where did they learn that from?
Oh. Well, I don't look at them as communists. They're a slave country. They believe in slavery. They believe in the same thing with Russia. Russia believes in slaves.
They also
they don't
doing whatever the hell it takes to advance the collective.
Well, that's because they believe in slaves. So whatever the hell it takes means I can kill off whoever. I mean, I'm being real. Look at Pakistanis.
To be honest.
Yeah, Pakistanis do the same thing. So
but if we continue and we don't evolve, if everyone does it this way and we continue this way and we don't evolve, then we'll eventually stumble and we'll crumble. Correct. So we need to send people to America to learn new ways of continuing this culture.
Yeah, I doubt that. I think majority of people who are in America are here just to make loot to send back and get land. I don't think it's for the redefining of the culture as you're saying.
No, the culture is not to be redefined; it's to be continued.
Oh yeah. But I don't think they have to come to America to do that. I just think I think a lot of these Asian places send the worst people out into these other countries to become kings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I look at Robert the Old and what he did to Spain. He actually got Spanish people thinking that they're white. So, but when you point out to them, white people did not occupy Spain until Rome. And then they didn't occupy Spain again until Robert the Old. So where do you get the fact that they were white from? Oh, well, we're not black. Well, how are you not black? Because before Rome existed, black people controlled Spain. If you go to Cartagena today, it's mostly dark-skinned people. So these things people be saying to be whack to me. It's like history doesn't even support half the things people say. But let me get through some more of this. Hold on. Because in her country she is not valued, so she don't come with this I'm valued theory. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. So if a male ain't gonna view you, you was happy when there was women viewing you. So what is So what is attractive? Is attractive only who you sleep with, or who you? I don't know.
How would you know you're attractive if a man doesn't define it?
Say it again.
How else would a woman know she's attractive if a man does not define it?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. If she's saying that a woman can find her attractive too, is that what is attractive? Is the woman a possible lover? Because I was always confused with this when people used to try to philosophize this point of attractiveness. I'm an ugly dude. I don't care. I look at that. I
But
just leave it. Wait. Here my point. I leave it for what it is. Other people have always told me you're an attractive dude. I don't care. I never associate my mind to that. I just simply don't care. I guess that's why I lean toward what I lean to. Other people should determine whether you are attractive or not attractive. You should never really put that on yourself. But go ahead, Future.
that is a nice, masculine, logical way of looking at it. Think about what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because women have to be when women have a different.
Definitive way of looking at it. See, the thing that it's not that we don't have valid points or logical points, or that it does not make sense. But once again, we're trying to get into the mind. But now we're getting into okay, how does a female think, and all those sort of things, and that's just a big muddle. You're just going to waste a lot of energy trying to get into all of that. And for okay, so in your mind, if logic dictates, because what we're doing is we're doing logical deduction. If a man finds my attractiveness, then and that's also as a possible lover, okay, so if it's the same thing with women, then the man thinks logically, oh well, are you trying to seek out a female lover? And that's a logical conclusion, right? But
Okay.
in reality, she's just measuring her beauty against other women who think that beauty. Think about it. Black women at the end of the day, some of these, okay, not black women. I shouldn't say black women, all black women. A black female and some of these female channels that we talk about a lot, they in their mind are that little section of black females dumb or black Twitterhood or whatever. They want to be considered the standard of beauty. My dear mother, who was a mother's mother, I mean, cooked for me every day. She had to be clean every day. Her little man had to be sharp every day. She was an AKA, but my brother, she had to look good leaving the house because you never know who you're going to see in the grocery store. That they measure their beauty is a trait to women, just like being in good shape is a trait to a when he goes to the gym and measures himself against other dudes. It's embarrassing to be a weakling going to the gym and dudes are sitting up here benching 225 10 times. And this is
Mhm.
your and the only thing you can do is get on the treadmill and sweat.
Hold on, let me listen to some more. Hold on. For me, she's actually a 3 out of this group. I mean,
Oh,
that's just me. Fat girl.
hmm.
I'm not into the Asian chick.
Actually, I can see that. I can see that. I can
I'm
see
not
that.
into the Asian chick. I'm not
Mm,
into the Arab chick because the Arab chick is just as chubby as her from the hips down. The Arab chick just doesn't have the boobs that she have, and that's another thing about people don't understand about chubby chicks. If you're a chubby chick with small boobs, that's a little bit different. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's different. If you're a chubby chick with big boobs, a lot of that chubbiness is in your boobs. You like this girl right here. If you slim her hips, she's straight. She's straight.
Right. And she just trim around the extra.
Yeah. The white tomboy has to catch up on the hips, the chest. Uh, she could probably pass for a guy to some degree.
That's her
You
face.
see what I'm saying? Yeah. Sister, I just happen to like noses, black noses, but sister's nose, some people would not like, but I like it. And her lips are outstanding.
Yes.
Those eyelashes are not hers. Uh, it will be interesting to see her what she looks like with her hair pulled back. That's where the interesting for me is. I put Sister Girl at only because I like dark skin. I know I'm cheating, but I'd put her at 2. Um,
Are you being modest? I mean,
yes,
this
yes, I admittedly am being modest. I'm admittedly being modest.
let's be honest about this group. The sister is not a time. I get that. But
She's not even a 4. She's not even a 4. She's not a 5 or a 4.
but if we're looking at this group here, she's clearly the one in this group.
Yeah, yeah, I
Clear
give her that. I give her
just
that.
this off a quick scan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say the Latina chick right there.
The chubby chick.
Chubby chick. Then I mean,
So you would put chubby chick as a 2.
I would put either her or the Arab chick as a 2 or a 3. They're interchangeable to me.
Oh,
That one
okay.
face is too strong for me. And then
Yeah, her face is because she could pass for a guy.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can't do it. And then she's the 5 in the group. Like you want to come in and put her in the middle because that's that subconscious thing. But the longer I'm in this room, like that still shot is like, nah.
Hold on for a minute. Let's check out some more. See, she has a great attitude, though. I just wish more black women had that great attitude. But go ahead.
There you go.
She has a great face. I will give the Arab girl that, or Persian, or one or two. She's either Arab or Persian. She has a great face. But when I look at women for keeping women, I look at how she may be down the road. And she has to have a beautiful brain for me to look past some things. And Arab women do not age well. I mean, they fluff up like the chubby chick. I mean, I've never seen too many Arab, or I've seen Persian women stay slim, but I haven't seen too many Arab women. They stay slim. They get big pretty much. Pretty much.
Mm-mm. Mm, mm. This is I've seen all year.
She should have wore she should have wore a sundress.
You heard what I said?
So what'd you say?
This is the worst white woman I've seen all year. It's
That's
almost
so cold. That's so cold. I
this is
don't think she looked bad. I don't think she looked bad. She would be a 4.
she's not a
Uh,
dragon. Again, she's not a dragon. but it would take
No,
it
no.
would take me a couple of Jägermeisters, man, and the normal thing they do, the normal thing they do when you're
I
not in
would pick her over the Asian girl, though. I would pick her over the Asian girl. I
I
don't.
can't, I can't. Now that I can't do. Now Asian girl got a nice hip line. See, this is the thing.
Well,
Those
what are you
little
putting her 5? You putting Annie as 5?
Annie is a 5, man.
Okay,
See,
okay.
let me tell you something. Let Asian girl get butt naked. See, them skinny chicks surprise you when you see that skin.
I, oh, you mean Annie?
No, Annie, no. Annie ain't got nothing. Nothing. There ain't nothing there to see. I bet you
Um,
Michelle. I bet you Michelle is a lot section. Okay. You
I
know them.
think if you, I think if you pin both of their hairs up, because see, I think Michelle, the Asian chick, that hair is playing into that factor for a lot of people.
Right? 'Cause
If
she got a nice little.
if you put some curly hair on Annie and take this looks like I just took a engine block out of of
The
a
only
of
thing
a
Annie can
S40
do.
of
The only thing Annie can do is go to Bang Bus. That's it.
a come on, let me hear the rest of this. Well, at least you know what, that's humbling. At least she can say that about herself. Applause. I appreciate any woman who can critique herself.
She seems cool.
What'd you say?
She seems cool.
What? What
She
happened?
seems okay. She seems cool. She seems okay.
Yeah, but she's in her 20s. She's
You have to get
10
them.
years.
You
Yeah,
have to
10
get
years later. 10
you
years
know.
later.
No. Just like they tell me. All my older friends tell me, you got to get them young before they become wild horses. You got to get them trained. They leave the barn. Hard to put them in. Hard to put them in.
Oh, golly.
Got to
All
break
right,
them.
let me end on something beautiful. So one thing I like about black women, and this is something I tell my current girlfriend all the time: legs. Love leg presentation.
Oh, I am a leg man. Yes.
Yeah, I love legs. And this is one because like I go out to events by myself, and if you're coming with me, this is something I was going to do anyway. Because I tell women this all the time. I'm not taking you. I was going to do this anyway. Now, some people wonder why do you shatter women like that? I said because I want the woman to always know that you're coming because I want you to come, not because I think that I have to. That's just my style of presentation. I just don't believe uh, I should ever let a person, anybody outside myself, even my male best friends. I don't think I should let them know that I'm doing something for them. I'm doing this because I appreciate you being in the space with me. And so one of the things I try to do is when I take a woman somewhere, I try to put her in a position so she can show off those legs or at least those calves. At least those calves. I do that. So, what's the most beautiful thing you could say about black women, sir? You got the last word.
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I love to do. Put them in a
Yeah,
position to
yeah,
show off
absolutely.
the assets, man. Those,
Yeah, because
yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. All right, sir. Let me get out of here. I need to get some sleep. My back is feeling better. I bought a leather chair, one of those half chairs,
Mm.
and
It works best.
huh?
always works best for a strain back.
What does?
The half leather chair that's always good for a strain back.
Shit, that's what gave me the strain back. I'm
What?
finna I'm finna get rid of this darn thing.
Were you leaning back in it?
I was leaning at an angle. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. But I need the full because all my other chairs, uh, my uh, my leather chairs, that false leather, that stuff is starting to peel. So I've had to get rid of those chairs. And I have a great oak chair, which is kind of high up, but it's great. It's like the only part is it's hard oak wood, but it feels so good with my back. Uh, but I got this chair, man. It's soft white leather, and you know, but man, I've caught two injuries in that thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. Ain't gonna get me a third time. But see, this is the part where women come into play because then you get your back massage. I went and got a sheet of ice that they normally use for horses, and because it's so big, it's like a big blanket of ice that you could put in the freezer. And I'm gonna lay on that and kill this inflammation. And this is the second day I've been down, but I should be good tomorrow because I'm better than I was yesterday.
don't go to sleep too long.
There you go. All right, dear sir. Let me get up out of here.
All
Talk
right,
to you later. Catch you on the next one. To everybody else, check out the replay. I'm going to put this on the Ask a Classy Black Man channel also. Peace.